it's absolutely right that Edouard Philippe has been getting very good ratings. He's seemed calm, he's seemed competent, and so on. But in the whole history of the Fifth Republic, going back to de Gaulle and Pompidou, then between Pompidou and Chaban-Delmas, between Giscard d'Estaing and Chirac, I won't go on the history lesson, but it is an institutional, you might say, dysfunction, because obviously the president wants their prime minister to do well, but they don't want their prime minister to do too well, because if their prime minister does too well, they start to get all the popularity. And in the case of Mitterrand, there were terrible problems, for example, between him and Michel Rocard. So I think it's a very good point and a very interesting one, but it's certainly not unique to the Macron presidency. It's built in almost to the French system as de Gaulle.
Let me bring in Philippe Moreau-Chevrolet here. Philippe, is this just an institutional problem that any French president would have? But when you look back at the last 2 months of this crisis, do you say to yourself, well, this stuff Macron could have done differently?
Yes, it's partly an institutional problem. Sarkozy had the same problem with François Fillion as prime minister. Hollande obviously had the same problem with Manuel Valls, and they all have had the same problem. All the presidents, the point where the situation is really different, and we have to face it, is that the crisis is unprecedented. I mean, no president ever recently had to face such a crisis, and Macron made a lot of mistakes. And the main mistake he made was to believe that he was someone outside of himself. He tried to be Clemenceau, he tried to be de Gaulle, he tried to be many things, and the only thing that people expected is for him to be Emmanuel Macron. They elected someone who could be a young guy, young president that would push the techno structure, the civil servants to their limits, so that they would perform better.